The news was all over Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt's first real child before she could walk or talk. Maybe Jennifer sleepwalks, but is that true? Is that true? Is that real? It's true. Does a lot while she sleeps. Fans can't get enough of Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt flirting with each other again. From being one of the most famous star families to having one of the messiest divorces in court cases, the Jolie-Pitt family has been through a lot. Shiloh, their first real daughter, is finally coming out. We thought we knew everything about Brad Pitt until she told us this. Why did she choose to get rid of his last name when she was 18? Keep your eyes open and hold on tight. The shocking facts will shock you. Here are some of the bad things that happened in the Jolie-Pitt family that changed everything forever and caused a painful divorce and a messy custody fight. Let us look at how everything began. While making the action comedy Mr. and Mrs. Smith in 2004, Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, who the media often calls Brangelina, met and started a family. Their relationship became one of the most talked about famous relationships of the 21st century right away, attracting attention from around the world with its glitzy scandals. When Mr. and Mrs. Smith was being cast, it began in 2003. In the beginning, Nicole Kidman was meant to play Mrs. Smith with Brad Pitt. However, Kidman had to drop out because of time constraints, and producers started looking for a new female lead. With parts in Girl Interrupted and Lara Croft, Angelina Jolie was already a well-known A-list actress when Toom was offered the part. Brad Pitt had already been cast as Mr. Smith when she joined the movie in early 2004. The people noticed right away how well they got along on screen. Even though Pitt was married to Jennifer Aniston at the time, reports of a relationship between Pitt and Jolie started to spread right away. But both stars denied being involved in any way other than their professional connection. Pitt and Jolie spent a lot of time together while they were making Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which took several months of filming and promotion. And this eventually brought them together and made them close friends. If you asked Jolie how they became friends, she said it was because they liked the same things, especially doing good things for other people. In an interview with Vogue in 2007, Jolie said that the way their relationship grew was completely spontaneous and surprising. They saw something in each other that they had never seen before when they met and talked about it. It was said that they became close while filming because they both loved to travel, try new things, and talk about global problems. She also said that they were getting to know each other slowly as people instead of quickly starting a relationship. She said, "The movie brought us together to do all these crazy things. I think that our friendship and partnership took a strange turn and happened all of a sudden. After a few months, I thought, God, I can't wait to get to work. We had a lot of fun and worked well together in everything we did together." In a shocking change of events, Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston announced their separation on January 7th, 2005, not long after the movie was over, saying they could no longer get along. Fans and the media were shocked by the news, which led to more rumors and theories that Pitt's growing feelings for Jolie had something to do with the breakup. Pitt and Aniston told People magazine, "We would like to announce that after 7 years together, we have decided to formally separate. For people who are interested in these kinds of things, we'd like to state that our split is not due to any of the rumors in the tabloid media. This choice was made after a lot of careful thought." At first, both Pitt and Jolie denied having a sexual relationship while he was married, but fans and the media kept pushing the story. When pictures of Pitt, Jolie, and Jolie's adopted son Maddox on vacation together in Kenya in April 2005 came out, the rumors got stronger. Even though the pictures were enough to prove they were dating, Jolie and Pitt both refused to confirm the reports. Finally, they told everyone about their relationship in 2006 when Jolie found out she was pregnant with Pitt's child, their daughter Shiloh, who was born in May of that year. The whole world was shocked by this, especially since Pitt and his ex-wife Jennifer Aniston did not have any children together. As soon as they made their relationship public, they became a powerful couple in Hollywood. They also started raising Maddox and Zahara, Jolie's adopted children, together. In January 2006, they reached a big step in Pitt's process to legally adopt Angelina Jolie's 2 kids. This made their bond even stronger. Maddox and Zahara's last names were to be officially changed from just Jolie to Jolie-Pitt, and a judge in Los Angeles agreed to the couple's request. They started having more children, and in 2006 they adopted Pax from Vietnam. The next year, Knox and Vivian, their biological twins, were born, adding another child to their family of 6. Pitt and Jolie got married in a small, private wedding at their home in France, with their children present. They had been together for almost 10 years. When asked why they chose to get married, Jolie said, "It wasn't until the end of filming for Mr. and Mrs. Smith that we realized it might mean something more than we let ourselves believe at the time. And we both knew that the truth of that was going to be a big deal that would need a lot of thought." The couple said that Maddox got them excited about speeding things up when he called Pitt Dad out of the blue one day. At first, they were planning to take things slowly. Jolie told them it was great. In our hotel room, we were playing with cars on the floor when we heard it. We didn't say anything. We didn't say anything. Most likely the most important thing was when he decided we would all be family. Even though the Pitt-Jolie family looked great in the news, everyone was shocked when in September 2016, only 2 years after they got married, Jolie asked Pitt for a divorce, saying that they could no longer live together. Fans and the media were both shocked when the split news came out. They were not only getting a divorce, but it was also the start of a very public and controversial fight over who would have care of their kids. The couple had a total of 6 children together, 3 biological Shiloh, Knox and Vivian, and 3 adopted Maddox, Zahara and Pax. However, it was the birth of their first biological child, Shiloh, that made their relationship clear. Shiloh brought the couple closer together and made the Pitt-Jolie family look like a great family. What changed though? Before their daughter came out, they were a famous couple in Hollywood and beyond. How did they go from that to having one of the messiest breakups in history? Check back to find out. Shiloh's early years. This is Shiloh. Let's look at who she is and how she got involved before we talk about what she said about Brad. Shiloh Nouvelle was Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt's first child together. He was born on May 27, 2006. She was born in Swakopmund, Namibia, at Cottage Hospital. Namibia is an African country. In the Bible, the name Shiloh has a special meaning. It means peace or the one to be sent. The other name she goes by, Nouvelle, is in honor of Jolie's late mother, Marceline Bertrand. The news media and fans of the couple went crazy when she was born. It was a big deal for the couple, who were one of the most popular pairs in show business at the time. The couple had planned for the birth to take place in Namibia so that they could avoid all the attention from the media and have a private and quiet birth. For this reason, Shiloh had to be born all the way in Africa. In fact, Deputy Minister Leon Joost said that Shiloh could become a citizen of Namibia if her parents wanted to and chose to go through with the process. Shiloh's birth got so much attention that 2 months after she was born, she got her own wax figure at Madame Tussauds Wax Museum in New York City. The figure was displayed with her parents' figures next to her crib. Shiloh was in the news as soon as she was born, and so was her family. Paparazzi often followed them around and took pictures of them at every turn. Even though she grew up under a lot of media criticism, Angelina Jolie has talked about how important it is for her to give her kids a normal childhood. They raised Shiloh mostly in Los Angeles, making sure she had a pretty normal childhood despite all the chaos that comes with being famous. Shiloh turned out to be a very cute child. When she was little, her parents called her honey in 2007. Jolie told MSN that Shia is so full of love, light, and humor. I believe I see parts of myself in that one. She's going to cause some trouble. Shiloh had a strong sense of who he was from a very young age. She liked both tomboyish clothes and clothes that were more usually male. Indeed, her parents said that she had said she wanted to be called John when she was very young because she was so into Peter Pan and especially Wendy's younger brother John. It's not a surprise that people in the media didn't like her style, with people questioning how Brad and Angelina raised their kids. They said that Shiloh likes to dress like a boy when they were asked about her choices. We had to cut her hair because she wants to be a boy. She likes to dress like boys. Her mind is set on being one of the boys. This freedom to express herself would become important to Shiloh and help her define who she is. Shiloh learned about the film business when she was young, and she started to know people in Hollywood. Given her family tree, this wasn't a surprise. As both of her parents are actors as well as directors and producers, she has made a number of notable appearances in the acting world, though she has not followed a traditional acting career like her mother did. Shiloh's first movie role was as a baby in The Curious Case of Benjamin Button 2008, which also starred her dad. Someone asked her to play a young Aurora in her mom's 2014 movie Maleficent, but she said no. At that point, her younger sister Vivienne was offered the part and accepted it. Shiloh then did the voice of Shui in Kung Fu Panda 3 in 2016. In 2007, she walked the red carpet for the first time at the opening of an animated movie with her mom, siblings, and other family members. Besides that, she showed up at a few other events here and there, and every time fans and the media were all over it. But the real question is how Shiloh's parents feel about the idea of her becoming an actress. Because of this trend, some people are wondering what her future holds in the fashion world. Her parents always tell her to express herself through her clothes and to be proud of who she is and the choices she makes, even though her fashion choices don't always follow the rules. Angelina Jolie has clearly also had an effect on Shiloh's sense of style. At the London opening of 2021 Eternals, she even wore the same black and white Dior dress that Jolie had worn 2 years before. It was in 2010 that Jolie was asked about her daughter's fashion decisions. She told Reuters, "I find her fascinating. The decisions she's making are interesting. I would never try to change my child into someone they're not as a parent. I believe that is just bad parenting." Children need to be able to show themselves in any way they choose without fear of being judged. This is an important part of their growth. She also said that society can always improve the way it labels and judges people. We still have a long way to go. Shiloh has shown that she is good at dancing as well as fashion and playing. She goes to the Movement Lifestyle Studio in Burbank, California to practice dance. On her TikTok page, she often posts images of her practice sessions. Pitt told her in August 2022 that she was very good at dancing, even though he couldn't do it himself. He told Entertainment Tonight that Shiloh's dancing makes him cry sometimes. He said, "It's very beautiful. I have no idea where she got it. I missed her shaky steps here." Along with her artsy interests, Shiloh is very interested in helping others, which is something she learned from her parents. Her parents are known for their charitable work, and Shiloh has often gone on trips with her mother to learn more about activism and giving back to the community. She has learned about global problems that have shaped how she sees the world and what she wants to do in the future. Pitt has also talked about how much he has loved seeing Shiloh's personality change over the years. As he talked to Entertainment Tonight in 2022, he said, "I love seeing my kids find their own path, follow their interests, find their own voice, and thrive." But after they got divorced, the Troy star was heartbroken when Shiloh changed her last name from Jolie-Pitt to Jolie when she turned 18. What really led to this decision? Reports talk about the scandals that caused a lot of trouble during and after their split. Pitt's relationship with his children took a bad turn when something happened on a private plane that set off a chain of events that would forever change the way the family works together. The breakup, what happened next, and the custody fight. Everyone was shocked when Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie split up. The couple announced their split while going through a long custody fight during the divorce process. Several scandals quickly became the talk of the media. In September 2016, after getting a divorce from Pitt, Jolie asked for main physical custody of their 6 children. Fans were shocked when they heard this news because the pair seemed strong and committed, even though there had been rumors of marital problems for a while. Reports quickly spread that Pitt reportedly fought physically and verbally with Jolie and their 15-year-old son Maddox on a private plane, which led to the breakup. Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, and their 6 kids were on a private plane from France to Los Angeles on September 14, 2016. Reports said that Pitt had been drinking on the flight and he and Angelina got into a bigger fight. It wasn't clear at first what happened, but Maddox is said to have stepped in to protect his mother, which is said to have led to a fight between Pitt and Maddox. As of October 2022, Jolie's lawyers said Pitt had grabbed her by the head and shook her, then grabbed her by the shoulders and shook her again, before pushing her into the bathroom wall on a flight from France's Chateau Miraval winery to California. Things got so bad that the Los Angeles County Department of Children and Family Services and the Federal Bureau of Investigation looked into it. Since it happened in the air, it was a federal problem. Because things were so bad, Jolie filed for divorce on September 20th, 2016, just a few days after the incident. Not surprisingly, the main problem in their divorce was who would have custody of their 6 kids. Pitt wanted half custody of the kids, including Shiloh, who is their biological daughter. Jolie wanted full custody. The custody fight got worse very quickly, with both sides putting out complaints and accusations in court papers and the news. Pitt and Jolie both tried to keep the divorce from the media, but close and anonymous sources kept giving the media information about their divorce and custody fight. It got so bad that the ex-couple put out a statement together in 2017 saying they would keep the details of their split secret to protect the privacy of their children. Jolie made the most damaging claims during the fight. She said that Pitt had abused their children, especially during the plane incident. After a proper review by the Department of Children and Family Services and the Federal Bureau of Review, he was found not to have done anything wrong. It was already too late to fix his public image and his bond with his kids. Jolie's lawyers said that her desire for sole custody was in the best interest of the kids because it would keep them safe and healthy. On the other hand, Pitt fought back, saying that Jolie's demands were unfair and that he should have shared parenting. He said that he was committed to staying sober and growing as a person. To deal with his drinking problems, he was going to therapy and support groups. At first, the court sided with Jolie and gave her temporary primary custody while limiting Pitt's visitation rights. However, he was later given supervised visits with the kids, and both parents had to go to family therapy sessions. Over time, the court pushed for a more fair split of ownership. In 2018, a judge said it was important for the kids to keep a good relationship with their dad and told Angelina that limiting the kids' time with Pitt could hurt their chances of getting custody. This decision was a big turning point in the case because it changed how the custody fight was going. After years of court battles, Jolie and Pitt came to a deal in late 2018 to share temporary custody of their children. Both parents got to spend a lot of time with their kids because of the deal. Details were kept secret to protect the family's privacy, But the deal was seen as a compromise because both sides knew how important it was to work together as parents. This plan was meant to give the kids safety while also giving Pitt a chance to get back together with them. Was this plan successful though, since Shiloh chose to take Pitt's name off of her last name? When Shiloh decided to drop her father's name, what made her make that choice? Brad has trouble. Pitt's ex-wife Angelina Jolie has accused him of many things, from using drugs to mental and physical abuse. The fact that he has a hard time getting along with his kids shows how bad things got between the two families. Of course, he and his kids, especially Maddox and Pax, haven't been getting along well since the split. It was a surprise to Pitt, the fans, and the media when Shiloh chose to drop his name. It was said that her choice took him off guard. But many fans didn't think it was a surprise because of how complicated their relationship is as father and daughter. Her lawyer said that rough times in his client's life led her to decide to drop Pitt from her name. According to TMZ, Shiloh's request has been granted by the courts, which means she can now properly call herself Shiloh Jolie. Even worse for Pitt, it looks like more and more of his children are doing this. For example, his biological daughter Vivian was recently named as Vivian Jolie in the playbill for the musical The Outsiders, which suggests she has also decided to skip her dad's last name. Zahara also took Pitt off of her name when she joined the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority at Spelman College in Atlanta and was presented as Zahara Marley Jolie. In the same way, Maddox is said to avoid using Pitt in casual settings. Brad has been seen in public with none of his 6 kids in a few years. Even though Shiloh's lawyer didn't say why she made her choice, many people think it has something to do with Pitt's personal problems, like his drug use, addiction to drugs. Some people say that Pitt's drug use is one of the biggest secrets in the Pitt-Jolie family. Jolie said that Pitt's problems with drinking and other drugs made their marriage fall apart and put their children at risk. Pitt, for his part, admitted that he had problems with alcohol in the past and said in interviews that he had stopped drinking and was determined to stay sober. Pitt says that the turning point in his fight with substance abuse happened after the incident on his family's private jet in 2016. That incident led to an investigation into child abuse, which caused their relationship to fall apart. After years of drinking too much, Pitt finally admitted in an interview with GQ Style in 2017 that he needed help. Since I graduated from college, I can't remember a day when I wasn't drinking or smoking something, he said. You know that a lot of it is pacifiers. I'm trying to run away from how I feel. They heard Pitt say, I'm really happy to be done with all of that, because he was done with all of that. He could no longer not drink. Before his marriage ended, this man didn't realize how bad his problems were. Pitt didn't drink at all after the plane crash and his divorce. Getting help from family, friends, and Alcoholics Anonymous helped him get better. Pitt told the New York Times in 2019 about his time in Alcoholics Anonymous. He said the group was a private and safe place where he could talk about his problems without worrying about being judged or getting attention from the media. They helped him deal with his problems and start to get better. He did it for about 18 months. When Pitt drank, it got worse between him and Angelina Jolie and between him and his kids. Pitt's only way to see his kids after the breakup was through trips that were watched by someone else. Pitt has said that he wants to get back together with his kids even though he is still in trouble with the law. Now that he has been clean for a while, this is even more true. Several times he has talked about how important it is to love his family, grow as a person, and own up to his mistakes. His kids may have more problems with him than just drugs, which is a shame, not being right there with people. One of the worst things said about Pitt after the split was that he didn't care about his kids. The news and public records say Pitt's relationship with his kids was tense because he had problems with drink, controlling his anger, and being mentally distant. Pitt had not been fully present for their children, either mentally or in other ways, according to Jolie's lawyers. They also said that Pitt's parenting style had made things worse between them. Maddox was at the center of the plane crash in 2016. After that, he and his father are said to have grown apart. Before 2019, Pitt and Maddox didn't talk to each other because Maddox went to college in South Korea. Maddox's breakup made a big family problem clear. Pitt not being mentally ready and how it hurt his kids for a long time. Brad Pitt has said that he doesn't always treat his kids well. While he was married and after, he often talked about how his drinking and anger had hurt his family. In an interview, Pitt said that he didn't fully accept the trait of being mentally open when he was a younger father. But now he knows how important it is. He told her, I drank too much and it got worse, it's sad. But I'm glad I can talk to my thoughts again now that it's been 6 months. That's what I believe makes us human. You can either avoid them all your life or face them and learn from them. Brad has a better bond with Shiloh than with any of his other children. From Shiloh the moment and what might happen. Shiloh moved out of her mom's house and into her dad's fancy home before she turned 18. She knew it was risky, but she did it anyway. People said that Jolie wasn't happy with the choice, especially since they were getting divorced and fighting in court, which was making things very messy. Also, it was said that Shiloh isn't mad at Angelina's, but she does want things to be different. She's allowed to visit Jolie and her siblings at any time. They get along great, according to a family friend who knows them well. They also said that they enjoy spending time with each other. Some people said Brad tells Shiloh to follow her dreams all the time and never forces her to do anything. The girl Shiloh is learning how to handle being the center of attention right now. She still does some things that people can see, but she has said that she wants to keep a lot of her life quiet. They do what she wants and try to keep her out of the public eye as much as possible. People have been interested in the Jolie-Pitt kids' custody fight for a long time because they are famous. Any child would find it hard to deal with the fact that they are being closely watched in news stories, court papers, and leaked reports. Thank goodness she was able to deal with the bad news. Even though she has to do art projects and go to school, Shiloh really wants to do her own thing. A lot of people are interested in what she will do next, whether it's in Hollywood, fashion, or helping other people. This is because of her unique family history and background. So far, her trip has shown that she is a strong-willed young woman who is open to learning from her parents' life lessons and not afraid to go her own way. People all over the world are interested in how she deals with her personality and background as she gets older. Her life story is still being written, and it's full of girly hopes and dreams. Shiloh Pitt will become an actress, director, fashion designer, or activist if that's what she wants to do. People will keep being moved by her as she finds her place in the world. Do you agree with Shiloh's choice not to use Pitt? Type your answer in the box below. Make sure you like, join, and turn on post alerts so you never miss a movie. Check out the next movie for more fun stuff like this.